But alright. So, now that I was able to see the Mario movie, which is freaking goated, and I recommend anyone to go watch this. And if you haven't watched it, I'm sorry about this. I'm going to be talking about spoilers in this video, so you probably might not want to click on this video until you watch the movie. But if you want to be spoiled, why? This is a great movie. Like, I totally recommend it. But they're gonna be doing a breakdown of all the Easter eggs and details that they had in the movie. Like, honestly, like when I watched it, I saw some Easter eggs that they were pointing out. Like, there's like, oh, I remember from this game. Oh, I remember from this moment. Oh, this sounds familiar to this. And I was like pointing some stuff out for myself, and also, like, my brother was also pointing out some other stuff that he was saying, oh, that guy looks familiar. He was like, this guy. Oh, this one is from this. It's like, so we were all like pointing out like some sort of stuff watching this movie, and now I get to see the whole ass thing. Like, we get to see what the hell I missed, which it's probably gonna be a bunch since it's like 21 minutes. So yeah, but honestly, I loved it. Like, the comedy was amazing. The pacing was like, it felt like I wanted to experience more, because it was like it felt short. That's what I'm like saying. It felt short. The movie felt short, and I was like saying, damn, I want to know more about this. But no, like, we got one movie for now. But if this movie keeps on doing well as it is right now, since it's breaking records, then obviously we might see more Mario in the future.
Stars, I'm Anna Vanston, and the Super Mario Bros. Movie just came out and absolutely lived
Oh,
up
she
to
was
its
fire.
hype.
Like,
no time
the
to talk
training
about
montage.
This movie is
It was so hilarious.
Limited time to squeeze out all the good Mario juice out of it. Mario juice is extra pulpy. By the way, to save time and effort, I'll be saying bros instead of brothers in all of the titles for this video. Now let's dive into that pulpy Mario juice. We open with a classic fire versus ice situation as Bowser's airship spews lava onto the ice below while menacingly making its way towards the Ice Kingdom, which is an original kingdom to the movie, but the Aurora Borealis and desolate wasteland vibes are super reminiscent of the frosted glacier world in New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. As we get our first good look at the ship, the music playing is called Bowser's Airship theme, originating from Super Mario Bros. 3. And now's a good time to say that they used so many songs from the games in this movie that it would be impossible to list.
But they like remixed it. That's like the thing. They remixed the songs.
Bowser's right-hand man throughout the games, Kamek appears, and you can see some
Kamek? I thought it was Kamek.
which are the flags of unbeaten levels in several of the games. When the penguins attack, the red Koopa with the eye patch slips up and lifts it and shows that it's a purely aesthetic eye patch. Kids these days in their fashion, man. Bowser steals.
Bro, it's like it's so true, because like I love the fact that like how in the games you would like see like all these like Koopas, and like they would have their different like styles. Like, yes, the Fire Bros, as implied, they are Fire Bros. They're literally throwing fireballs at you, or Sledge Brothers, that they throw their sledgehammers at you. But like there's also like the Koopas that are just like, oh, they're red shell, they're green shell. They're like, bro, they're just the same. Like, all that's different is that the red shell doesn't legitimately like freaking fall and commit geometry. Like, that one just like, oh, there's a ledge, go back. Oh, there's a ledge, go back. It just does that. Whereas the green one just freaking just goes all the way. It's like, bro. So it's like the same thing like this. Like, it's obviously it has an eye patch, but it's just an aesthetic. Oh my gosh. But yeah, Kamek was a freaking pain in the ass in the game as well.
Is what he later calls the superstar from this kingdom, indicating that while stars are somewhat abundant in the Mario games, they are at the very least a rarity in this universe. We are then treated to the piece of artwork that is the Super Mario Bros.
The commercial,
which is a song that originated from the Super Mario Super Show. During the commercial, the logo on the
let me know if we
matches
should watch
the new
that.
Super Mario Bros. Wii logo. The brothers are shown wearing yellow capes, which is an homage to the power you get from the cape feather. And
yes, like when I saw this, I was like, bro, they have the freaking the cape. That's freaking hilarious. But then I see Luigi and Mario with the store right here. Like, the budget was crazy for their commercial, but it was still amazing.
Super Mario World, and also the phone number and website listed are both real, and the website has tons of cute Easter eggs in and of itself.
Yes, like I called the number and obviously like they gave you the voicemail. They're like, "Hi, this is Mario and Luigi for the plumbing service. Unfortunately, we can't be on the call right now because this and that." Like you could see YouTube videos about this, and it's all gonna be the same. But obviously, if you want to try it out, just watch the commercial, the Super Bowl commercial that they gave, and you can also do the website, and you'll see that that's not that's not a lie.
Commercial ends and we're shown the inside of Punch-Out Pizzeria, a reference to the game Punch-Out, which is appropriate seeing as the walls are lined with
Little
Punch-Out
Mac
memorabilia.
like you see the memorabilia.
Several of the Punch-Out boxers like Glass Joe, Bear Hugger, Little Mac and Doc, and many more. Thrown in are also some pictures of the NES game Duck Hunt, which there will be plenty more nods to later. The news report displays the headline that Mayor Pauline has been re-elected. Pauline, who we also see in a later news report, was first seen in the arcade game Donkey Kong, but later graduated to mayor of New Donk City in Super Mario Odyssey. Anyways, Mario and Luigi debate over whether or not their Italian accents in the commercial were too much, when the character Giuseppe, dressed suspiciously like an older Mario, says, "Too much? It's a perfect." I can't do the accent. This character is voiced by none other than Charles Martinet, who is the original voice actor for Mario in the games.
Exactly,
Martinet also voices Mario's dad in the movie, which is a touching handoff.
But they were so
playing an arcade cabinet that is meant
hard
to
to differentiate
Kong,
because like obviously you would hear the guy's
what Mario's name was back when Donkey Kong was
like
released.
his voice when he does for Mario.
Luigi's former manager who works at a company called The Wrecking Crew. But this isn't coming out of thin air. Wrecking Crew was an NES game where Mario and Luigi worked on a demolition team, and a bearded foreman named Spike would try to disrupt the brothers and make them fall.
Oh, now I understand it. Bro, like I'm telling you, like this thing had a lot of classic references, but like, bro, me being a 2000s kid and not understanding what the hell were the like the things, like obviously like Mario not being Mario in the first place, being Jumpman, and then obviously in one instance Mario being in a crew that wrecks stuff, where you see this man called Spike tries to annoy you. That's what's crazy. Like the fact that the many Easter eggs that this game movie had was amazing, and I loved the whole journey that it gave. Because I was confused. I was like, who the hell is this?
The boss was actively trying to stop them from doing their jobs. Luigi gets a call and we hear that his ringtone is the GameCube.
Yes, that's what I told my dad also.
The caller picture is an outline of the standard male Nintendo Mii character.
I told my dad, I was like, do you know where that sound is from? He's like, no.
Sunshine Travel Agency.
I said, oh, it's the GameCube.
Mario Sunshine, in which Mario and Peach flew to Isle Delfino, which is shaped like a dolphin. As the truck stalls and they get out to run, we can see that their license plate spells Mario Bros. In the following shots, we get a couple of references to the game Game & Watch, first on the truck behind them and then on a construction sign. When they're running through the construction site, it switches to a 2D perspective like in the original games, and the entrance of the construction site actually mimics level 1-1 of Super Mario Bros. When Mario jumps on the pole and slides down the sound the goal pole makes in the game plays, and it is no coincidence that Burger Castle, a red castle-shaped building, is right where the castle would be at the end of the level. The brothers make it to their job, and this luxury apartment has more Easter eggs than meets the eye. The leftmost painting looks suspiciously like Tetris blocks, and the paintings with blue and green squares are very possibly referencing some of the background tiles from Super Mario Bros. 3.
Bro, like I'm telling you, there's so many that you can't even like if you're so like dedicated into like finding all these Easter eggs, like bro, like you must have an amazing like time finding these, like saying that, oh, this reminds me of this reminds me of this. Like bro, I can't even like recognize a bunch of this. Like I was so invested in the movie.
There's also a painting at the end of the hall with the dog from Duck Hunt. Another small detail in this scene are the bottles in the shower. One says Shine, a reference to the Shine sprites in Super Mario Sunshine, and I believe some of the others say Zune, which is the pseudonym of a Japanese game developer who credits Super Mario Bros. As having a huge influence on him. Cutting back to the living room, we see a couple more Easter eggs with the Brooklyn Bridge and One World Trade Center in the background, a glass statuette of a Pikmin, and a book the guy is reading called Galaxy with a planet on it, clearly a reference to Super Mario Galaxy.
Oh my gosh, dude, like I'm telling you, like I didn't know there was a Pick'em glass figurine. Obviously Galaxy. No, like I think the one obvious thing that came out of this one had to be the sprite, which is that little star sprite from, like, obviously not this one, but you'll understand when you see like more in depth of who the hell it was.
Before we move on, there's so much in the human world that echoes what we see later in the Mushroom Kingdom, so let's do a speed round of foreshadowing moments. This small flag figurine behind them that looks like a green goal pole, the gold star on this kid's hat, a truck starting montage which is mirrored later with the carts, green grocery having fruit stands out front, and this cheeky sticker. All the crates and scaffolding with green pipes scattered throughout. This picture of a crown. Mario hurtling and saying Mamma Mia in slow motion. And Luigi using the mirror to push back against the water stream, much like in the final fight. And the Easter eggs don't stop as we head back to Mario and Luigi's house. The coat hooks they hang their hats on look like little mushrooms, and their house is decked out in cozy and familial decor that starkly contrasts the modern, somewhat sterile decor of the previous scene. The family leans heavily into their Italian roots with red, white, and green walls, a poster of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and an Italian flag banner with a soccer ball on it. There are also trophies on the mantle for things like bowling and racing. And on the bookshelf are figurines of sheep and sombreros, a nod to the sheep in the Sand Kingdom of Super Mario Odyssey.
Oh yeah, I remember that sheep, that you get to ride the sheep. It's so freaking awesome.
Their phone is reminiscent of a Nintendo Switch Joy-Con. Next we move on to Mario's bedroom, which feels fast, but hey. Mario is playing Kid Icarus on the NES. And
that's the game that I was like thinking of, like what game was he playing?
Around the room. You can see references to NES games golf, tennis, NES Pro Wrestling featuring Starman facing off against the Amazon, baseball, kung fu, and track and field. He also
look at that! All the classic games got involved in
the Polar Bear from Ice Climbers for the NES. Other gaming references in his room include an R-Wing model from Star Fox, a tennis racket acknowledging his tennis hobby, and the book The Odyssey on his headboard, an allusion to Super Mario Odyssey. While Mayor Pauline is talking on the news, the scrolling headlines make reference to the game Wave Race 64 and mention crabs in the sewers, likely pulling from the Mario Bros. Arcade game in which crabs would come out of pipes in the sewers. Running
that is true. I remember
that. French restaurant called Chasse au Canard, which is duck hunt in French. As the brothers go into the sewer and break through the wall, the hole they make is in the shape of an 8-bit Mario head. As they
dude, how can you tell that that's a Mario head? Bro, that is so crazy. Dude, they like how? Like that has to be the most wildest thing that you must point out. I don't know, dude. Like I feel like I have to give this like movie another watch to be able to like understand like all these like Easter eggs that were being pulled out, because like bro, there was so much that it's like so hard to be like, oh, like this reminds me of this. Oh, this one reminds me of this. But like I do recall the what's it called, the signs that say level 1-2. Obviously, you can't see it because I'm right here, but they're going to point it out in just a bit.
Walk down the staircase, a sign that says level 1-2 is on the wall, referencing level 1-2 of Super Mario Bros., in which they are underground, and fittingly, the underground theme song plays. Mario bursts out of a pipe stemming from an archway, the red brick perfectly merging the world he came from.
It's sick how the hell, like, the concept how it goes.
And thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. Movies
oh, sorry, but this is not sponsored for me, though. I'm not sponsoring the thing. All right, let's continue.
Speculate that he might be the future Captain Toad from previous Mario games. His bag also has decorative pins that show Princess Peach's castle, the upside-down pyramid in the Sand Kingdom from Mario Odyssey, and the dinosaur from Cascade Kingdom of the same game. Toad says that Mario's brother has landed in the Darklands.
It is going to be Captain Toad.
Darkland also being the final world of Super Mario Bros. 3, where Bowser's main castle stands. And when Mario gets a look at the castle and surrounding land for the first time, inside the castle walls from Super Mario 64 plays. We also see several
oh my gosh, dude, I remember that, like the freaking like the soundtrack where whenever they were like always like explore like a new place, like it sounded amazing. Like it got you like more interactive to like the setting that you were gonna go in. Like, oh, we're going to this world, we're going to explore here, we're going to do a job, we're going to explore something like underneath. Like they gave so many soundtracks that it was so like, oh my gosh, dude, it literally feels like they're going in this level. Oh my gosh, they're literally going like in this level. Like it literally sounded like that. And yeah, like I do recall like hearing the Super Mario 64 but remixed as they were trying to go to the princess's castle.
dome-like rock formations, which is referencing the capsule-shaped hills seen in the background of many Mario games.
How the hell was I gonna know?
Unfortunately, isn't having as good of a time. But one fun fact is that when he hits the dry bones, a sting from the Fortress theme from Super Mario Bros. 3 plays. And in that same scene, you'll get a taste of the Luigi's Mansion theme. Then we make it to Toad Town, which I'm referring to as Toad Town because pretty consistently throughout the games, the town right outside of Peach's castle is called Toad Town, and the lampposts and ground coloring is the same as Paper Mario's Toad Town. So there. Now please allow me to be your personal tour guide for Toad Town. And we'll hold the dinging of the missable details till the end so you don't go mad. The most prominent foods you'll find in Toad Town are fruits that are straight out of Super Mario Sunshine, as well as Yoshi's Story, and sweets, possibly because of the various dessert-themed levels featured throughout the series. And if all that sugar from fruits and desserts don't give you Toad levels of energy, don't worry because there are coffee shops everywhere. And mine
the Cheep Cheep.
Of 4 Cheep Cheeps. Stopped by the pie shop, the fish shop, the ATMs with the treasure chest symbol from Super Mario Bros. 3 over them, the weapon shop, the Crazy Cap store from Super Mario Odyssey, this shop with a POW barrel, this shop with what looks to be maybe turnips and radishes from Super Mario Bros. 2, the antique shop. You want to know what's in the antique shop?
Oh my god, they literally went as far as looking inside that freaking store that you couldn't see shit in when like watching the movie. Oh gosh, here we go.
Okay. You got axes from Super Mario Bros. And an
oh my gosh, dude, the axe.
open sign that looks like the title screen, a dragon coin from Super Mario World, treasure chest from Super Mario Bros. 3, keys from a few of the Mario games, a pixelated version of a Super Bell, a boomerang flower, an NES cartridge.
A boomerang flower? Oh shit, dude, we could actually see this in the next movie. We could actually see the boomerang, the bro. What?
The Toad is holding that the shopkeeper says he has to blow into. Does this thing work?
It's the magical flute. That's like I was like telling my dad like when watching it. I was like, oh, like it's like this thing work? Oh yeah, you just gotta blow on it. Like I'm assuming it's the magical flute that takes you to one world to another, right?
Yes, well, you just have to blow into it.
Referencing how it was a popular theory back in the day that if a game cartridge wasn't working, you should blow into it to get it to work again. A chest full of coins, a hammer from Super Mario Bros. 3, a sign with the coin cost of a Tanuki suit, a mushroom, and a super leaf, a poster of the end of World 1-3 of Super Mario Bros., a POW block, or maybe a skull box from Super Mario World, hard to tell, exclamation blocks, possibly a mannequin hand holding a warp whistle from Super Mario Bros. 3, more stickers on the shelf in the middle that depict more Super Mario Bros. Scenes, magic potions from Super Mario Bros. 2, a music box from Super Mario Bros. 3, a Yoshi egg lamp, a poster of Princess Peach from her letters in Super Mario Bros. 3, P-Wings from the same game, P-Balloons from Super Mario World, P-Switches and Clouds from Super Mario Bros. 3, Springs from Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, and Anchors from Super Mario Bros. 3. Other Toad Town must-sees are...
Oh, I think they might have missed something up. I think, like, obviously, like, don't quote me on this, but I think they missed the music box.
P-Balloons from Super Mario World, P-Switches and Clouds from Super...
Because I see the music boxes right here. Like, these music boxes were, like, very useful. When it came to, like you were at your last life, you didn't want to lose. And there's, like, a hammer bro waiting for you. So you would always, like, use these to, like, sleep them. And you could just go past them and go to the next level.
Super Mario Bros. 3, Springs from Super Mario Bros. The Lost...
Oh, yeah, and also those clouds that you would take from the Lakitu. Once you, like, jump, like, you could go flying somewhere else.
Levels and Anchors from Super Mario Bros. 3. Other Toad Town must-sees are a poster of a band with Toadette in it, a purple toad named Chanterelle, which is the same name of the singer in Club 64, and...
Wait, how the hell would you know that that's that toad? That makes no sense. Bro, every toad kind of looked the same.
And with Toadette in it, a purple toad named...
Dude, like, you could have said that, oh, this toad literally looks like this toad or another toad that's probably gonna be in there. The only way that you could have differentiated like between like the toads was obviously between like who was talking to Mario or basically like their voice change, because like there was one toad with the voice change and I would have said, oh, I think I know who this toad would be, but
named Chanterelle, which is the same name of the singer in Club 64 and Paper Mario, and a Cheep Cheep that gives Mario a death glare, seemingly joking that enemies just naturally have something against Mario. Check out our Builder Toads, first seen in Super Mario Maker, a map of the Mushroom Kingdom in a Super Mario world map style, and a map in the style of Super Mario Bros. 3, as you can tell by the coin checkpoints. Alright, tour's over. That's 47 missable details for Toad Town. And Mario runs off the platform in the same distinctive way he runs in Super Mario 3D World. 48. Now, like I said, the number of songs songs from the game in this movie soundtrack is wild, but this particular scene has an insane number of songs.
Oh, and
The only one I'll
freaking
take the time to
Toad
call out
brings
is
like
an
freaking
extremely
trauma.
line of the underwater
I freaking
theme
loved
from
it.
Super Mario Bros. That plays when the Cheep Cheep mean mugs Mario. For the rest of the songs and sound effects in the scene, you'll have to check out my breakdown of when this clip came out. We've got to get to the castle. At the castle gates, the Toad
So there's
guards tell Mario
more.
that the princess is in another castle, a throwback to the famous line from...
Dude, that has to suck. The fact that they gave like all the interpretation of like whatever they got first from like obviously the clip to what's it called, the to now this, like they had to do double the job for this. Like, oh dude, that has to be a pain.
Super Mario Bros. The throne room of the castle is most similar to Mario Odyssey in its layout, and the main stained glass installation
Yes.
is the exact same
That was
design
so
as the Legend
awesome.
Odyssey. Some details here: the cloud design in the stained glass, sun detailing on the floor, and checkered pattern on the floor are seen in several of the games. The candelabras have bulbs that have the slight shape of the original fire flowers, and throughout the castle are paintings that have adventuring toads scattered throughout them. Peach's Toad Council gathers around an interactive map. And
That was
visits
actually
all the
amazing
lands that they
how,
end up
like, it
traveling through,
forms,
plus an island that
like
looks
the
like
map.
an N64 controller. Peach decides to go to the
What?
Jungle Kingdom. Calling it Donkey Kong Country, huh? But first, the training
Donkey
grounds.
Kong
Few quick fun
Country.
details here. The flagpole is styled after the gold pole design originally from New Super Mario Bros. And when Peach reaches the goal, the signature sound plays.
Da-na-na-na.
She then floats down with her dress, and while in earlier games
Melee.
she was able to hover without an umbrella, Super Mario 3D World was the first game where she used her dress to float like this. The lights around the
Oh.
starting platform resemble the super
All I
crowds
remember is from
New
Melee,
Super Mario
the
Bros.
fact that
U
she
Deluxe, and this
does
fish
her-
is me at 3 a.m. writing this
her- what's it
breakdown.
called,
On to Bowser's Castle, the
her
troops
float.
are partying
Like,
it up, and among them are Koopas, Paratroopas, Swoops, Piranha Plants, Dry Bones, Shy Guys, Sniffets, Spinies, Bob-ombs, Goombas, Hammer Bros, Sledge Bros, Buzzy Beetles, and Chain Chomps. There's a band of Koopas with
They
their
had
faces painted
everything.
to possibly pay homage to Kiss, but also look like they're painted to look like Dry Bones. Bowser is notoriously self-obsessed, and his throne being literally him sitting proves this point. We cut back to Luigi and are treated to a flashback featuring Baby Mario and Luigi, with notably some turtles in the background. Baby Mario and Luigi were both first seen in Yoshi's Island, and Baby Peach debuted later in Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. Meanwhile, Mario, Peach, and Toad leave the castle, and we get a travel montage. They first cross a field representing Bob-omb Battlefield from
Yes,
Super
the
Mario 64
freaking
with the cannon surrounded
the
by
cannon that
rocks, a
shoots
wooden
you
ramp
to
with a
another
boss
place.
by it, and a floating island with a tree. Then they cross a bridge with
What?
Cheep Cheeps flying at them, likely an ode to the Cheep Cheep Bridge in World 2.
I
3,
hated
Super
that
Mario
level
Brothers,
so
1,
much.
6,
They were
1 of Super
so
Mario 3D Land.
annoying.
Then there's a desert that appears to be influenced by the Sand Kingdom from Super Mario Odyssey, judging by the upside-down floating pyramid islands, half-buried pillars with vibrant colors like Tostarena Town, and cacti. We get just a tease of
Just
Yoshi's
call-
Island
just
that
say
looks
it's
a lot
freaking,
like Yoshi's Island and the Yoshi Village
just say
from
it's what's
Paper
it called,
Mario, where Mario eats
Odyssey.
an apple, notoriously Yoshi's favorite fruit. And finally, they end up on the cliffsides that distinctly resemble the rock structures from Rock Candy Mines in New Super Mario Bros. U. We then get treated to a Bowser solo called Peaches that was, maybe unsurprisingly, written by Jack Black, along with directors Aaron Horvath and Michael Jelinek, and editor and additional voice actor Eric Osmond. Fun fact.
Dude, like, I love this song. Like, bro, if you don't like this song, I don't know what the heck you're, like, talking about. Like, there's, like, the repetition, so it gets stuck in your head. The, what's it called? The way that it's funny how a villain could sing a song like this. And also the fact that, it's Jack Black. Who doesn't like Jack Black?
Fact, John Spiker, who plays bass for Tenacious D, played the piano for Peaches. And when Bowser
What?
and Kamek jam together, they play the
That's
underground
sick.
theme again. Cutting back to the trio in a field of fire flowers, Mario takes off his hat to talk about how worried he is about his brother. While in a few of the games, Mario is physically more vulnerable when he doesn't have his hat via taking more damage, he is emotionally more vulnerable when his hat is off here. Peach gains the fire flower power-up and her dress
That's
changes
nice.
to her Fire Peach dress seen in the games. And in response to Mario suggesting she's from his world, Peach says it's a huge universe out there with a lot of galaxies, teasing a potential Mario Galaxy sequel in the future. Speaking of Galaxy, we then meet an adorably nihilistic Luma that we can actually tell is a Luma Lee by its light blue color and the little cowlick
Luma
at the
Lee.
top of its head. How it got here is a mystery, but we're a little...
Yes, this is like my freaking question. Obviously, they're not gonna respond to it until we get like another like movie. But how did Bowser manage to catch this Luma Lee from something that's like from the galaxies? How do you get this star? That is very confusing. Like, you would have to like take your airship all the way to the space and collect it. That's so weird. Like it's like that one character that you wouldn't expect to like it to be there, and plus the fact that it was like so suicidal. Like it was so weird.
Lumalia's Rosalina can't be far behind. But for now, the trio arrive at the Jungle Kingdom. As they stare up at the entrance that is straight out of Donkey Kong Country Returns, DK Island swing from the first level of Donkey Kong Country plays. They take off towards the throne room in a cart that has a rhino on the front, a reference to Rambi the Rhino from the Donkey Kong series. They use the cart glider that first appeared in Mario Kart 7 to fly into a temple styled after the Golden Temple from Donkey Kong Country Returns. We then find out from Cranky Kong that Donkey Kong is his son, which switches up the family tree a bit, since in the games Donkey Kong would be his grandson, but he's also
so like honestly like saying that, well, like I mean there is like a what's it called, a video that I seen that obviously saying that, oh, so isn't it so weird how we all have the same last name Kong and we all derive from Cranky Kong? It's like, yeah, isn't this like much incest? Like obviously it's supposed to be a joke, but yeah, like obviously like I didn't think about that until like basically like the ones that make the animations that are like hilarious. And I think it's like from a Dorkly Donkey Kong animation video that they gave, and it was like, isn't it so weird that we all have the last name Kong and we all derive from Cranky Kong? It was like, yeah, wouldn't that make us or wouldn't this make the situation like incest? It's like like now that you put it, yeah. I was like, what? I was like, dude, like I didn't realize it until now. I was like, bro, there's something sus about that.
Burger King now, so. In the hallway when Mario is about to enter the ring is a training dummy that looks like a naughty from Donkey Kong Country, and the stadium itself is decked out in red scaffolding, blue letters, and barrels just like the original Donkey Kong, which is fitting because Cranky Kong is canonically the original Donkey Kong from that game. The absolutely flawless DK rap from Donkey Kong 64 plays as Donkey Kong enters the arena, and we see that Dixie, Diddy, and Chunky Kong are in the audience. DK says it's on like Donkey Kong, a line originally from a song by Ice Cube, but now trademarked by Nintendo. As DK beats Mario's mushrooms to a pulp, the side shot we get almost mimics the 2D view of Super Smash Bros. And speaking of, now would be a good time to point out that this movie has stayed faithful to a lot of the characters' game moves. Donkey Kong.
Yes, like obviously, like they did not stray from like everything that they were trying to go for. Like obviously, like I hated like the review that one person said, oh, I don't like this movie because Bowser literally sings. Bro, it's supposed to be a kids movie where obviously if kids have not like seen Mario and this is their first time, like it showcases that obviously Bowser is a freaking villain, but he also has a soft spot. Like every villain has that soft spot. And honestly, like he wants to express that soft spot, but he just can't because he has to be a villain. That's what it gave me, like my indication. It didn't give me the fact that, oh, like they made Bowser goofy. Wow, I can't watch it now. No, I loved it. I loved the characterization of Bowser in this movie. Like it was amazing. And that's a fact.
Kong's roll attack, Cat Mario's diving attack, Mario's jumping punch
pose. The cat attacks were awesome.
They did an amazing job. And the same goes for Mario's classic expressions. There are so many Mario-isms, the Mamma Mia's, It's a Me's, Wahoo's, etc., etc. Very good. Peach and Mario talk outside a hut that is almost identical to the fire in Donkey Kong Country
Donkey Kong is like so strange.
Outside as a nod to Cranky Kong's rocking chair in the games. Inside, there's a world map in the style of Super Mario World, along with several pictures and posters of different kart mechanics and trophies, and a picture of Funky Kong surfing. They then head to the kart warehouse, where one of the mechanics has a 64 on his shirt, perhaps a reference to Diddy Kong Racing 64. We can also see some banana barrels from Mario Kart Tour installed into the karts that are utilized later. The trio go to their kart making stations with kart selectors straight out of Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
Mario gets a version of his standard kart from Mario Kart Wii. Peach gets a bike most similar to her mock bike and has changed into her killer Mario Kart biker outfit. Toad is rocking a monster truck most similar to the Tiny Titan. And
oh my gosh, dude, I freaking love that. Like seeing Toad with like a monster truck type of car, and like he being such a small little guy. Like it was so freaking hilarious, like seeing him like that, and also the fact that it was Keegan-Michael Key who voiced him. Like I freaking loved like the voice. It kind of sounded so much like Toad, but like obviously they had to tone it to make it sound like he was gonna sound like all squeaky. I freaking loved it as well. Also, the fact that like it definitely gave me like that Mario Kart what's it called, editing, where basically they were like going like that to select their car part, and it was amazing.
DK is driving a cart that vaguely resembles the Bolt Buggy from Mario Kart 7, with rocket barrels from DK Country Returns attached. Mario and DK actually later ride this barrel through the sky the same way it's used in the game. We then see Bowser rehearsing his wedding, and part of what we later see is his full wedding attire from Super Mario Odyssey.
Yes.
He holds the same bouquet of lilies and piranha plants that Peach had in the same game. He's practicing with Kamek dressed as Peach, which oddly enough isn't the first time.
Yes, the first,
this one. Super Mario Bros. Honestly, I don't know what's going on here, but I support it. Then we're gracefully given a beautiful and action-packed Rainbow Road scene, Rainbow Road being the most famous course in the Mario Kart series.
Yes, and also the fact that a lot of people did not like this course because the fact that like if you didn't like what's it called watch yourself, you're freaking going all the way down, like you fall. Like I love Rainbow Road, but like I'm saying, it's such a difficult like track because it has a whole bunch of like curves that if you like go past, like you just fall. And look at that, there's like no railing, like you could literally fall like right here. Like if the guy or the person that's playing Mario was to go like that but is like not keeping control, like he falls out here, or if he goes all the way here way too fast, he also falls out. It's not safe.
The classic theme plays as they drive down the path, and several details from the game are displayed during their race with the Koopas. As Mario drifts, the sparks from his car go from blue to orange to purple, which in the games represent the size of the boost you get from drifting. The tires turning sideways. I barely realized that you could go purple.
I barely realized it when I played it again.
Here, Marioisms. The blue Koopa turns into a spiny shell, an infamous
That's
item
crazy
from the Mario Kart games that targets players in first place.
No, like the thing that was crazy about that is like obviously the fact that that what's it called that the Koopa could become a paratroopa, but like go way too fast at you, like the blue shell. What's crazy enough that these Koopas that go as blue shells and like are dedicated to like knocking you down, bro, they kind of feel like freaking bombers, like they legitimately killing themselves. But then again, it's a kids movie, I don't know.
It also does a couple little circles around the target and then blows up like it does in the later games. But things go south and Mario and DK get swallowed by a Maury
the eel from 64
modeled after the Mario Odyssey version. Later, as Peach approaches Bowser's airship,
I thought it was going to be the 64.
Super Mario 3D World, and the flowers that are adorably planted in little red brick blocks. When telling Peach about the star, Bowser says, "We will be invincible," which clearly has a double meaning here. We get to the wedding, and King Bob-omb and King Boo from Super Mario 64 are both on the guest list. Was so freaking Peach wears a wedding dress similar to her one in Odyssey, with an added peachy color at the bottom. At the same time, DK and Mario team up to fight their way towards the wedding.
Where does Fire Donkey Kong come from?
We get about 8 million more songs and moves straight out of the games. The way Mario runs with his arms out, him hitting blocks underneath enemies, Donkey Kong's forward air attack, Mario's ground pound, and if we look in the background, we can see a shop sign that has the same Super Mario 3 treasure chest symbol that was over at the ATMs earlier. Mario transforms into Tanuki Mario, first seen in Super Mario Bros. 3.
Tanuki Mario was so freaking...
Eventually, the fight is taken to the human world, where we see even more Easter eggs
the Balloon
around the
Boy.
city. There's a 24-hour car wash sign with a character from the arcade and NES game Balloon Fight. There's also an electronic repair shop called Discune Hardware Company, which is a reference to Discune, the mascot for the Famicom Disk System in Japan. You can even see his outline on the left of the sign. We can see an ad for luck cards, which bear almost the same symbol as spade panels from Super Mario Bros. 3, in which you played a bonus game where you had to match cards. In the same shot, you can see the ad on top of the taxi says "Save the Kingdom," and the subliminal messaging doesn't stop there. When Mario's beaten down and sitting in front of the broken television,
save the kingdom.
Jumpman cabinet by his side says "Help me." But the tides change and Mario and Luigi get the Superstar, obtaining the same rainbow effect that the star would give you in many of the games, and the Invincibility Star theme is heard. And if you didn't stick around, there are 2 post-credit scenes. The first features Bowser singing.
Obviously, like the post-credit scenes were obviously they were there to like indicate you, like, one is to indicate what's next, and 2 basically like to complete Bowser song.
A reprise to Peaches, now held in a cage in Peach's castle, and the second revealing a cracking Yoshi egg that's in the same sewers as the beginning of the movie, solidifying that Yoshi will indeed be in the next movie. And that, my friends, is what we could find from our initial viewings of the movie. I personally can't wait for a sequel, and I'm still crossing my fingers that we'll get a Galaxy plotline in the second one.
I mean, it's not far off. Oh, isn't it like Super Mario Galaxy 2 where Yoshi's in it? Like, I think the cover, like, obviously, like, give me a sec. I gotta search that up. Let's see. Super Mario Galaxy 2. Yeah, Super Mario Galaxy 2. It has Yoshi. Yeah. Images. I need to go with images. Yes. So I was right. They could go with the route of what's it called? Galaxy. Like, they could go with Galaxy, knowing the fact that Yoshi is introduced in here. Mario's also in there. You see the blue Luma Lee, which I'm assuming is gonna be in there. So it's already raising that plot line that it could be going to Galaxy, because of the fact that, like, we have Luma Lee being introduced. We have Yoshi now being introduced at the end. So here's my concept for the second movie. Obviously, like, we're gonna see Yoshi being like the small little Yoshi, where it's like they're all like chubby and what's it called, adorable, where you have to feed them apples. And I'm assuming that's gonna happen. That obviously Mario's gonna witness the partner that he's gonna have, which is Yoshi. He's gonna try to like feed it, like go around like what's it called, the Mushroom Kingdom, and feeding it maybe apples, maybe like those wigglers, maybe Goombas, Koopas, whatever you got, like feeding it until it grows into a big Yoshi, and then they go into the galaxy to return Luma Lee, which is very suicidal, and there they meet Rosalina, and they have an adventure in space, and also Luigi gets kidnapped again. Like, I'm assuming it's gonna have to go like in a route like that if we got all those parts being set up for this whole sequel. I'm already like assuming that. That's my prediction. I don't know, but let's see. Is there anything else?
What would y'all want to see in a sequel? Leave it in the comments. Until then, you can follow me on Twitter.
Oh, I already gave mine. Damn it. But I already gave my indication. What was another thing that I was gonna add to this one? I'm like thinking of what exactly was the next thing I was gonna talk about that regards to Mario. Hold on, give me one complete sec. So basically, let's see. Oh yeah, Valskiba made a video about this, which is obviously the earnings. The earnings is where.
No, don't. That's mine.
The earnings is the next one that we're gonna be checking out, and then the last thing is gonna be a review. And I already gave my review, so you don't have to worry about hearing a review again. But I'm just gonna be basically talking about it more. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about was obviously the fact that the accolades that this movie has collected in the span of just that whole week that it released, which was obviously Wednesday, for a movie that, like, obviously, like, it was gonna be greatness when it got announced. And now that it's like it's already been a week, we're already on Wednesday, day that I'm recording this, and yeah, it's already became the #1 animated movie, which is freaking amazing.
Is it in here? No, don't. That's mine.
Awards closet. Yes, dude. Give it the shine that it
The
deserves.
Super Mario Bros. Movie didn't just smash several box office records. It
Ha.
smashed Ultimate them.
Ha.
So, the estimated box office opening is $377 million globally. Oh,
Look at that, $377 million they have made. Dude, like, I would be surprised if they get to $1 billion by the end of this month.
Over the course of its extended Easter weekend. This is, with no exaggeration, the biggest animated box office opening in history. The previous record was held by the very mid Frozen 2.
Damn. Bro, the fans of Frozen 2 were like... Damn, dude, the fact that Lurdy Valsky saying that, damn, like, I thought it was mid. I didn't think it was, like, great. Like, obviously, like, I don't know what the hell were people thinking of saying that, oh, this movie was so fire when it's so mid. Damn, that's freaking, oh, that's a shot fired, Valsky freaking shot fire right there. Bro, like, I haven't watched it, not even to this day. But I've heard reviews from my friends who have watched it because the fact of they just wanted to see a Disney movie that was gonna come out at the time, and they said it was good. Like I said, I haven't watched it, so I don't know. Like, I have to watch it in order to be the judge of how do I feel about this movie being number one at the time, to having Mario, which obviously it's a well-known character that got its movie for the first time. Then I'll give my clear, review of saying that, oh yeah, this one deserved to be number one because of this reason, or I think it was okay, but I wouldn't say it was freaking mid. Damn. It's gonna be like the same thing when Mario drops another movie and they say that the first one was mid. That would be shocking.
Which kicked off with just a pinch below 360 million.
Damn, look at that. So
I don't care what you
hold on.
Which kicked off.
So we have obviously the movie being 377.6 million. That was in just the 2023. Frozen 2 got 358.5 million in 2019. That's crazy. That's very crazy how a sequel got this. That's very crazy. The Lion King, that one's the live action. People wanted to check it out to support it. Toy Story 4, that one I would assuming that this one was gonna win over Lion King. Incredibles 2, yeah, it was good, but it took too long. Ice Age: Dawn of the Dinosaurs, that one's a mid movie. Finding Dory, that one was just confusing when it came to that. Minions: Rise of Gru, because it's a Minions movie and a lot of people love the Minions, and having Gru being how he became a villain, yeah, I would understand that. Simpsons movie, bro, come on, get more love for Simpsons. It was funny. Jiang Zia, Legend of Deification, don't know what this one is. Despicable Me 2 and Toy Story. Oh, damn.
With just a pinch below 360 million. I don't care what you think about Mario, but can we please all agree that he deserves to come out on top over this?
Yes.
Nature is healing. Mario fans, equip a snorkel because y'all are drowning in W's. Well, this record is...
Dude, like, yes, the amount of W's that you would get, like, the references to the people that have played Mario, like, in the back then. What's it called? Those Easter eggs that we got, the love and support that was given in this, freaking goated people.
Easily the most impressive achievement. It's also not the only one. The Super Mario Bros. Movie also had the biggest video game adaptation opening after passing Warcraft, and is the fourth biggest Universal opening of all time. In just a few days, Mario also made more money than the Sonic movie did in its entire theatrical run.
That's some freaking shots fired, bro. When I read this title in like an article, like I didn't want to read like all the freaking like shade that they would have gave for Sonic, but bro, the fact that when what's it called they were saying that the Sonic movie, the first one, in its theatrical release, which I'm assuming it has to be like 2 to 3 weeks, that's like basically the release that it's given, and it lasts for like a whole month. so that way you get to watch it throughout like this whole month. But bro, the fact that they're like saying Mario defeated you in their run, and this is barely their first week, through the shade. And I even told my mom about this. She was like saying, well, it's probably because more people fell into Mario because they grew up playing Mario than playing Sonic. And I'm like saying that is true. The fact that like there were a lot of people that were playing the Game Boy, the GameCube, the N64, all those games. And when Sega decided to drop their Dreamcast, the Game Gear, all of those, like, people got introduced to Sonic and they started playing Sonic. And obviously the people that played Mario that got the Sega console started going more into Sonic, and obviously it was basically like that. But at the end of the day, more people went with Mario because that was like the thing that was like fun as well. Like, you had Sonic with his adventures, but you can't forget Mario.
I am so sorry, Sonic fans. Despite falling flat from a critic perspective,
oh yeah, the freaking critics, bro. Like, obviously saying 56, bro. Like, it's a kids movie. Like, what do you expect? It's not gonna be like an adult film where obviously like, you're gonna hear Mario say shit.
results are in that this movie is a colossal success.
Yes.
Why? Well, because the Super Mario Bros. Movie is pure fun. I don't remember the last time an animated movie brought this many people together. My theater clapped when it was over. That almost never happens.
Bro, I was laughing at these jokes. And I completely forgot about the fact of Chris Pratt voicing him.
When
I enjoyed it.
Sharing something they love. The Mario movie definitely has problems, but it's hard not to walk away from the theater with a smile. And hey, these broken world records also mean more movies heading our way. I mean, we're probably going to get a direct sequel to the events of this movie, but the door is also open for spin-offs of other characters, or even origin stories for entirely different franchises.
Yes, we could even get Link
this is the
or
start
Smash
of the Nintendo Cinematic Universe. Now we sit back and let them cook.
Bro, yes, get us a freaking Kirby movie. That would be freaking hilarious. Like, imagine like seeing like the introduction of an Illumination movie where the minion is literally or what's it called, that Kirby's eating a minion and copies his characteristics. That would be hilarious. Alright, so I guess that's it. Like, obviously, like I'm saying, like, it has a lot of accolades to this point. Like, that's what I love about this. Love that they gave for Mario. Like, I'm glad that it was given the love and support that it needed and was given. But oh my gosh, dude, I freaking loved everything about that movie. Like, you could say that I'm such a fanboy. I am, because I love playing the Mario games, and even to this day, I still am trying to find the games that haven't been able to complete. Like, we're talking about Partners in Time, Superstar Saga, what's it called, Sunshine. We could go as fact to going what's it called, Melee, like completing that and using Mario every single time, because I loved using him as a character along with a bunch of other characters, but obviously Mario was my primary one when I played Melee. So now the next thing I'm going to be checking out is obviously going to be a review, a non-spoiler review, I guess, if you want to go with that, by the creator, Kid Katy. But now this is the first video that is being created using the AI and obviously going with their persona of, I guess, it looks like an interpretation of what's it called, Waluigi, but I could be wrong.
Alright.
But let's check
this
out.
I had a chance to see the Super Mario Brothers movie this past weekend.
The hype is real!
Boy, was the theater packed. So many uncivilized delinquents, also known as children. Although, to give them credit, for a theater full of kids, they were remarkably well behaved. Anakin, your services are not required today.
Oh my god, bro. He's like saying, damn, we need an Anakin Skywalker in this. We need him to murder people. Oh my gosh. Obviously, this is just a joke. Don't take it too seriously. This is just a joke. But yeah, like I remember like my brother was like talking like during like certain points of it. It was like, bro, shut up. It's like everyone's watching it, and like you would hear like some chatter from other kids, like they were pointing out, and then obviously you would hear the parents like saying, shh, like a major scene's coming up. It's like, oh, and it was so quiet.
So the first and obvious place to start, Chris Pratt. Does he suck? I'm
The
gonna
voice
come out
acting
with
was
a hot
not.
take and say that no, he doesn't suck. Sure, he's different than Charles Martinet, but different doesn't equal bad. A lesson that a large portion of the internet really ought to learn.
Yeah, like obviously with the fact of like people saying that, oh, like Chris Pratt doesn't, like he sounds way too more like Star-Lord than obviously Mario. But like I'm saying, like when I watched this movie like in its whole entirety, and like I kept on hearing the voice lines of Mario, that was obviously Chris Pratt. I didn't even like feel like it was Chris Pratt at all. I just felt like it was just like some other person that was voicing Mario. Like it literally just felt like that. But it's not to be throwing shade at Chris Pratt. Like he did a good job at being Mario, along with everyone
I'm not
else.
saying that Chris knocked it out of the park either. His voice works just fine, although I'm sure there are other voice actors out there who could have done better. It's not a wahoo performance, but it's not a mamma mia either. Chris Pratt won't
Mamma
be remembered
mia.
as the best voice of Mario, but he does establish himself as his own voice. And honestly, this is a way better alternative to him
I need to
just
make
trying
a
to mimic
thumbnail
the
for this
classic Mario
with the
voice.
sands.
I think that would have come across as distasteful.
But let me
So,
turn it on.
Yeah, I'm choosing not to board the hate train. I think that Chris Pratt is an alright Mario. Jack Black as Bowser, on the other hand. Now, I think we can all agree that there's no debate there. Give this man his Oscar, his Medal of Honor, his...
Yes, dude. Freaking give Jack Black all the credit that he was given, because like he went with the whole mindset, I gotta become Bowser, and man, did he freaking kill it. That's a freaking clap for Jack Black. And another one. Nice. Good stuff.
Nobel Peace Prize. Whatever. Everybody loves Jack Black.
Oh yeah, and also the
Acting-wise,
song is like,
the Super
I think
Mario
it's
Bros.
nominated
movie
for an
moves
Oscar.
at breakneck speed.
Give that song an Oscar.
There's
Give
hardly a
that
moment of pause
Oscar to
until
Jack
one
Black
exciting scene
for
on to the
Peaches.
next. And by exciting, I mean lots of stuff happening. For example, when one of the Toads says that he wants to join Princess Peach and Mario on their adventure, Peach initially says, no, you can't join us, it's too dangerous. And Toad's all like, yeah, but I really want to go. And Peach just immediately concedes and is like, oh, well, okay, I guess you can come then. And just like that, on to the next scene. This, I think,
Adventure!
is both the movie's biggest strength and biggest flaw. Without
Alright.
those moments of quiet reflection, character development feels rather shallow and artificial. I
Okay.
wonder if this was a conscious choice of the filmmakers to keep the plot moving forward as fast as possible in order to satiate the minuscule attention spans of its 6-year-old audience, or even the adults for that matter in the age of TikTok.
Oh
Personally,
gosh.
I could have done with a few more of the quieter, reflective scenes, or at least had the ones that were there last a bit longer. Others might disagree, however. On the other hand, the fast pace allows the movie to take a sort of tour of the greatest moments in Mario gaming history.
Yeah, like that training arc that we got. Like honestly, like I'm saying, the pacing was so fast that it did not feel like it was gonna be a long movie. Like I think it was like a runtime of like an hour and something, but it did not feel like that. Like it's strangely enough, like I felt like let's say like I went to go watch this movie like at 4 in the afternoon, and I got out of there like at 6:30 something. Like it did not feel like it was like almost like 2 hours. Like it's so crazy how the fact that this movie was so entertaining to the fact from the start to finish that it literally like it took out the time, the concept of time. That's basically what I'm trying to imply. That's very, very
There's
interesting.
a Mario Kart scene, a Super Smash Bros. Scene,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, plenty of homages to
The freaking Seth
classic
Rogen laugh.
3D.
I need to put the
movie
freaking laugh
actually does
in my soundboard.
pretty good job
I gotta put him
incorporating
because it's so
classic Mario
hilarious.
gameplay into the movie. Honestly, this is where I check my objectivity at the door and just enjoy some nostalgia. I
Mhm.
may not be much of a gamer, but I have played my fair share of Mario games in my life.
Yes.
Some might call this
There's
fan
some.
service, and
Wait, hold on. Let me check out the games that he plays. So, I haven't played this one, but I had played a version of the Super Mario Bros. Adventure like this, which is obviously gonna have to be like the Switch version. Like I think they made their own version of this, but on the Switch. Mario Kart, obviously, like I played my own version of Mario Kart 8. The DS, yes, I have played this one. The 3DS one, which is Mario Kart 7. I played this like in the cabinet machines, or obviously like whenever I was going to like the flea markets, like they had this like on their own like consoles. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games. This is the one I have played on the DS. This one I haven't. I've tried Super Mario 64, but on the DS, a little bit on the 64 because my friend had one. I haven't played Brawl. Or no, I have, but like once. But when like he had like the adapter for the GameCube game or controller, I remember playing a little bit of story. I freaking loved it. Mario Kart 8, Super Mario Bros. 3 on the Game Boy. I remember that. Haven't played what's it called? A baseball one. What's it called? Super Smash Bros. On my Steam Deck, based on the emulator, which is freaking awesome. I think this is like the old classic Mario Bros. But I haven't played that one. I only played the one that has like the combo, which I think it was Super Mario 3 or Super Mario Superstar Saga, and a little bit of Mario Kart 64.
fair share
Like, there's a
of
whole bunch of Mario
in my
games they
life.
could go for.
Some might call this fan service, and I agree. It is, but I kind of like being serviced. However, the
Oh, that
biggest
felt
issue
sus.
with the Super Mario movie is the unforgivable lack of Bowsette. I think that without Bowsette, the plot, the plot was really missing something.
Oh my gosh. Bro is so freaking down bad for Bowsette. Yo, like I remember the fact that like when they were saying, oh, if Toadette eats this mushroom which has a crown, she becomes Peach. So obviously let's think about this a different rational way. So what if a Boo eats it? Does it become Boozette? Or what's it called? Does Bowser become Bowsette? There's all of this and that. Like, bro, the thumbnail would be crazy if I'm like it literally feels like she's in the back. It's just me. Freaking. Oh god, dude, it's like it's basically implying for the people that love Bowsette, we should have gotten more Bowsette. I mean, we could get that, what's it called? That's the crown mushroom in the next movie. Like what's it called? The boundaries have no limits. Basically, that's what I'm trying to imply. The boundaries have no limits when it comes to a Mario movie. We got the cat bell and the ice.
Let this be a lesson,
flower.
Illumination. I demand more plot next time. I think that a lot of your opinion
Plot.
of the Super Mario Bros. Movie will come down to what you want to think of it going into it. If you want to love it, you'll probably love it. If you want to hate it, you'll probably hate it. A good comparison I would make is to the recent Puss in Boots: The Last Wish movie, which had most people going into it with a pretty unenthusiastic outlook.
But people loved it
was
overall.
a sequel to a decade-old spin-off movie, so there was no way it could be any good, right?
No,
Everyone, including
everyone
myself,
loved it.
thought this. But Puss in Boots was so good that it changed most people's minds after watching
I thought it was unique. The fact
we all
that
left the
how
theater ready to tell
like the plot was gonna
everybody
go for
how
that
good it
movie.
was. I don't think that this will happen with the Mario movie, though. It's good enough to satisfy the people who want it to be good, but it's probably not good enough to convert any of the haters out there. This movie will likely be polarizing. But anyway, I enjoyed it.
3.5 superstars.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe on your way out. And until next time.
So long, Game Bowser.
So long, Game Bowser. Okay, it was a good video. Like I was saying, shout out to Kit Katy for obviously for giving their what's it called, their kind of non-spoiler review of how they felt during the Mario movie. Like obviously like I said, I loved this whole movie from start to finish. The soundtrack that they gave for moments were amazing. The characters were also great. Like, it wasn't flawed. I definitely love Jack Black's Bowser, Seth Rogen's on Donkey Kong, Toads by Keegan-Michael Key, and like surprisingly, like I'm saying, like I just had no problem with Chris Pratt being Mario. Like, it was just so, I did not hate it. I was just like that. Like when I heard like the first few lines of Mario. That's what I'm saying. This movie was great, and I can't wait for what's in store. And like I said, I already gave myself the little plot of what exactly we could expect for this movie if they make a sequel. But overall, I loved it. Freaking wahoo!